konflik Rusia dan Ukraine. Ini masuk hari ke-8 ya.
Betul.
Konflik telah bermula pada 24 Februari dan setakat ini apa yang kita nampak adalah bandar Kherson di selatan Ukraine telah pun ditawan selama 24 jam setakat ini, dan pihak Rusia semalam meneruskan perundingan damai kedua. Walaupun sepanjang perundingan ya Rina, Rusia tetap mengasak dan membedil ibu kota Kiev, Kharkiv dan juga Mariupol di tenggara Ukraine.
Dan kita juga difahamkan bahawa ketika ini ada lebih kurang pelariannya seramai 1 juta rakyat Ukraine sendiri, dan dijangkakan akan meningkat 4 juta pada kemuncak krisis nanti. Ini yang sebenarnya kita nak menyentuh hari ini, berkenaan dengan bagaimana mungkin perasaan, pandangan daripada warga Ukraine yang menetap di Malaysia. Pastinya mereka ini mempunyai keluarga yang masih lagi berada di Ukraine. Sudah tentu ada kebimbangan, kerisauan dalam kalangan warga Ukraine yang berada di sini. Kita nak menyelami hati dan juga perasaan mereka.
Tepat sekali. Dan komuniti di Ukraine di Malaysia sangat besar sebenarnya ya. Jadi kita insya-Allah bersama-sama dengan Puan Lydia Murugan, iaitu Presiden Persatuan Kebudayaan Ukraine, dan juga bersama dengan suaminya Dr. Mugu. He would like to himself to be called Dr. Mugu today, something quite casual.
Yes.
I must say. Dr. Mugu Murugan, husband of Lydia. So welcome to MHI.
Thank you for having us.
Boleh cakap bahasa Melayu?
Sikit-sikit.
Sikit-sikit.
Selamat
Okey.
pagi, everyone.
That's excellent. Sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit. Vitayu, of course, welcome.
Дякую.
And Доброго ранку.
Доброго ранку.
Yes, good morning.
Hebat ya.
Training
Nice.
sikit-sikit untuk
Baik.
to make sure that both of you are
Thank you so
comfortable.
much. It's very kind of you.
I understand you must be not having a lot of sleep, taking a look at updates that are coming in. So first and foremost, I understand you have several family members in Ukraine. You come from the town of Lviv, I hope I pronounced that correctly, in western Ukraine. How are they at the moment?
Thank you so much for asking. I'm not going to complain about my sleep because my sleep is very peaceful, and we sleep in a very peaceful country. And my family and my daughter and every of our friends here are staying safe. And knowing what's happening in Ukraine, I understand how blessed we are to live in a peaceful country. I am from western part of Ukraine, and yes, you're absolutely correct. Right now, my family is over there. At this moment, Lviv stands in a, compared to other cities of eastern Ukraine, much more peaceful, but they all stand with military training, first aid training by doctors, and all the people who know how to act in case of emergency. The life there is in continuous being ready. It's also winter that makes it even more difficult because you have to protect not only your life but also your health. So it's a continuous staying, wearing warm clothes, even if you're at home, because you never know when you need to evacuate your family to go underground to stay safe while the missiles are flying. So that's the status right now that every single Ukrainian lives there.
Baiklah, sekarang kita pun tidak menyangka bahawa musim sejuk ya. Jadi semuanya harus bersiap siaga untuk menghadapi musim sejuk. Dan juga apa yang diberitahu daripada Puan Lydia, keluarganya selamat setakat ini dan mereka menjalani latihan tentera ya. Bukan saja dari segi untuk mempertahankan diri tapi juga dari segi first aid ya atau medical attention di sini.
Baik. Kita juga nak dapatkan pandangan daripada Dr. Mugu sendiri kan, memandangkan keluarga isteri masih lagi berada di sana, bagaimana mungkin sebagai seorang menantu dan melihatkan kepada situasi isteri sendiri yang ketika ini berdepan dengan maklumlah dah jauh daripada keluarga, dah tentu rasa bimbang dan juga risau kan. Bagaimana peranan anda sebagai suami?
Semua suami selalunya mesti memberi support dan menjadi tulang belakang yang stabil dalam situasi seperti ini. Tetapi di keluarga kita ada juga tanggungjawab yang sedikit lebih kerana isteri saya adalah Presiden Ukrainian Cultural Association kat sini. So kita bekerjasama dengan embassy. Tapi buat masa sekarang, manfaat teknologi yang kita ada sekarang sangat berbaloi. Katalah ada pelarian yang sedang berlaku ke negara-negara jiran. Ini semua refugee kan? So mereka pergi kepada sempadan kat Poland. So kalau ada seseorang yang nak tolong, mereka bayangkan macam mana teknologi boleh tolong kita kan. Kita pergi ke Polish website kat Amazon, kita beli susu untuk anak-anak atau kita beli untuk mereka selimut kerana musim sejuk. Dan musim sejuk mereka boleh sampai menjangkau minus 20.
Wow.
So
minus 20. Oh my goodness.
So kita boleh hantar daripada Poland Amazon satu selimut kepada kem pelarian. So dan orang-orang Malaysia sedang tolong dalam banyak cara.
Alhamdulillah.
Baik. We would like to ask you, Lydia, when was the last time you went back home?
I had a event to attend in Ukraine. It was 3 years ago. It was invitation from the president of Ukraine that time, and that was my last visit to Ukraine. That was a time when I enjoyed the beautiful Ukraine, because over the past 30 years that we finally got our independence from Soviet Union, we have rebuilt the country to amazing results. We have developed our infrastructure, we have developed our tourism, we have developed our healthcare, we are so proud of what we achieved for this past 30 years, the education that our students are getting and children, the opportunities that people finally built to give to each other as an employee and so on. So it's, you can imagine that now 50 million population is not working.
So this is the current situation in Ukraine right now. May I ask, how many family members do you still have in the country?
I am very lucky because when our daughter was born, we asked my mom to stay with us in Malaysia. So my mom is here.
Ibu berada di sini.
So it's a huge luck for me because my mind is sort of peaceful. But over there, we still have my father's brother and his family. And we have a lot of friends, my friends, our friends, because my husband was studying in Ukraine. So all of them right now are staying there. We are trying to keep in touch as possible, as often. But we also do understand that our phone calls sometimes can be even more disruptive. You know, because their life is very much different from ours. Sometimes we don't even find words how to talk to them and what to
How
say.
old is your daughter actually?
She's 11.
She's 11 years old.
She is-
And from the pictures that we see from your lives in Ukraine, it's peaceful. And of course, you've lived there for 6 years as well. May I ask, Lydia, did you ever think that this would happen to your country?
We have started being prepared for aggression from Russia since 2014, when they annexed Crimea, when they forced people to take Russian passports, when they attack eastern part of Ukraine, Donbass and Luhansk, when they created racial issues in our languages, which honestly doesn't exist. Our large population speaks Russian, and our other population part speaks Ukrainian. We never had any issues of sitting at the restaurant while drinking our tetare and accusing each other of language. You could work with different language, you could speak with different language. We do have our official government language, which is Ukrainian, as every other independent country. We do use it on our TV stations and our newspapers, but on a daily life, language never mattered. So Russia created an artificial conflict in order to provocate us against each other. But believe me, it doesn't exist in country.
At this point in time, what I'm getting is it's a country that's living in peace. Like Malaysia as well, berbilang kaum dan juga berbilang bahasa. Dan kita menghormati antara satu sama lain. Ya.
Okey, Dr. Mugu, memandangkan anda mempunyai anak yang berusia 11 tahun, sudah tentu anak ini juga memahami keadaan di Ukraine ketika ini dengan saudara mara masih lagi berada di sana. Bagaimana untuk memahamkan anak ini tentang situasi yang berlaku?
Kita sedang approach itu daripada segi sejarah.
Okey.
Kalau kita tak belajar daripada sejarah, dia akan diulangi. So mungkin yang ini sedang berlaku. Kerana anak saya hidup dia adalah di masa depan, ini boleh jadi satu pengajaran kerana generasi mereka yang perlu mengatasi konflik ini dan belajar daripada ini supaya mengendahkan konflik.
sejarah mengajar kita begitu ya.
Itu penting jugalah untuk membina generasi masa depan. Mereka tidak lupa tentang asal-usul mereka dan juga kita nak melihatkan bagaimana sebenarnya kita nak memahamkan tentang sejarah ini kepada anak-anak.
Tepat sekali. Mungkin saya ingin bertanya kepada Dr. Mugu ya, yang berada di sana 6 tahun. Do you see an end to this conflict?
I think yes, because we have to be very proud, sangat bangga dengan cara seluruh dunia sedang tengok konflik ini kan. Untuk saya seluruh dunia dah berjabat tangan dan tahu ini is a black and white situation kan. So semua orang ada opinion mereka dan kebanyakan daripada mereka adalah sangat waras dan mereka faham dalam hidup kita sekarang tak ada tak mustahak untuk aggression. Tak perlu bunuh untuk dapat sesuatu. Kat Malaysia kan, yang salah satu yang mereka kagum. Bila kita sesiapa yang kita tak tahu datang tanya kita, bang boleh dapat duit untuk makan. Kita akan jemput mereka duduk kat restoran dan bagi. Ini adalah satu culture dan tata susila kita. Kan? Dan sekarang seluruh dunia sedang mengamati yang sama kan.
Mengamalkan budaya yang sama.
There's no good reason for war. No. That's it. That's the stand of the whole world at this point in time.
Mrs. Lydia, before the crisis began, have you thought to go back to Ukraine to visit your family if the international border reopened?
You see, because of all the lockdowns that we all faced, and it was already the world crisis, borders were closed. We could not invite our families here in France. We could not travel there. And now we just started to manage COVID. And we just started approaching it with understanding how to deal with this. Now comes another crisis, which involved not only one country, Ukraine. Because Ukraine is not single in this situation. Look, we have only 1 week of war. Maybe only is not a good word because it's already 1 week of war.
It's already 1 week, yes.
But at this 1 week, the entire world standing with us. If you look now in the news in every single country in the world, you will see how people protesting, standing with Ukraine. We also have to understand that Ukraine's population
44 million, yeah?
44 million, but so many of us in the different countries. Like if you take Canada, America, Australia, those large countries, even Malaysia itself, we have a huge population. So Ukraine cannot stand alone. And it's not standing alone. It's just everyone is being very careful how they're going to give us support because we do understand that this war started the person with a very sick mind. And their weapon is nuclear bombs that they're threatening other countries if they give us support. So it's a political situation where everyone tries to make this strategic political.
I'm surprised that amidst your sadness and your anger, you're still focused on the sense that this is a very serious situation and it could go nuclear. There is a question mark right there. So, Dr. Mugu, mungkin kita nak bertanya tentang harapan sebagai seorang suami, sebagai seorang rakyat Malaysia, sebagai seorang rakyat dunia. What are your hopes for this conflict? And maybe if there's a message, kalau ada nak menyampaikan message, kalaulah ahli-ahli keluarga yang sedang menonton, mungkin apa yang anda ingin sampai?
Untuk menghargai I think kita punya culture daripada Malaysia kan. Kita dah bertahun-tahun hidup aman damai. Walaupun bahasa kita bermacam-macam, skin colour so different, tapi kita semua bangsa Malaysia kan. So ini saya nak community Malaysia menjadi sebagai satu sampel, example. Macam mana orang yang mempunyai kepercayaan yang berlainan, bahasa yang berlainan, ciri fizikal yang berlainan boleh tinggal bukan 1-2 tahun, beratus-ratus tahun. So kalau kita boleh buat yang ini, yang semua seluruh dunia boleh ambil pedoman daripada ini.
InsyaAllah, semoga kita berikan tauladan yang baik kepada seluruh dunia, keluarga Malaysia. Thank you, Dr. Mogu. And we are praying for the best for your family, Lydia.
Thank you so
Not just us here in MHI, but I think the whole Malaysia. For those of you who are watching, kepada mereka yang sedang menonton, kami sedang memberikan doa and good thoughts your way, of course.
Thank you.
Terima kasih kedua-duanya bersama
Terima
kita di Malaysia hari ini untuk berkongsi perasaan dan situasi keluarga mereka di Ukraine ketika ini.